Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. Another beautiful day. The fair is today and I'm not there. I'm not going to be there. I am supposed to be working on this gorgeous pile of parts, but it's on hold right now because this morning I was doing a little walk around on the old tow pig here, and I saw something that makes me very uncomfortable. See how that tire's cupping? I'm just on the outside row of tread, and that little guy right there, don't worry about that little guy. But I did have, we had some bad ball joints on this thing, and that kind of was my telltale sign. And I changed the ball joints out. I put all new steering in the thing because I did have a little bit of slop in one of the tie rod ends as well. So I basically rebuilt the whole front end of this, with the exception of the wheel bearings, because this side was brand new when I bought the truck and the other side had zero play in it the last time I rotated the tires. But, well, actually had zero play the day I did the ball joints. But now it has just a little bit, like it's not even enough to see, but you can feel it when you're checking the tire. So I had to go to the parts store today anyway to get this guy. And lucky for me, I did check the front end before we took off. So because I was at the parts store getting this, I just picked up one of these as well. It was not in my bingo card today to do a wheel bearing in the tow pig, but if I don't do it now, it's just going to progressively get worse and worse. And since I have to take a tire off anyway, we're going to go ahead and give it a tire rotation. And I usually just go front to back, but I want to put these two tires on the passenger side, since the passenger side was the problem and it did wear the two tires on the passenger side out. Obviously this one started to wear because of loose tie rod end, and then just got progressively worse with the ball joints. So we're going to take the passenger front, put it on the driver's rear, driver's front, put it on the passenger rear. Same thing with the rears, cross them to the front. So basically just going to do a big X with all four tires. It's a lot more work, but it's got to be done, you know. It's the one thing here I don't like cutting corners on, because this thing has to drag home all of the other shit that I have when it inevitably breaks down. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in and grab the tools. And by tools, I mean the Allen wrench for the center caps and the lug nut key, which, you know, you keep in the glove box because that's where you're supposed to put them. So I'm going to jump in, grab that shit, jack the truck up, and I'll be back with you guys. Tires off. Now, also your tire makes a really good seat, so you're not sitting on the ground. We need to take these off right here for the brake caliper, and then these off in here for the brake caliper bridge, or brake caliper bracket, or whatever the hell you guys call it. So these ones are 13. Well, let's get a short guy because, you know. And I believe these ones in here are 3/4. They're not. They're an 18 mil, and I don't have a short 18 mil, so I'm gonna have to use a deep guy. Before, damn it, I had a screwdriver out. Pull my seat out a little bit. Okay. Before you pull this off, I like to take a screwdriver and just push right here in the vent holes. You can get it on this angle here in the fins between the rotor. And you don't need to do it a lot, just a little bit. See how it puts a little bit of wiggle in the brake caliper? See that? There's a little bit of play there now. That's kind of a crucial step, because when you go to put all this shit back together, it makes it easier for everything to slide back in. The downside to this is before you take off, make sure you start the vehicle and pump the brake pedal a few times to compress that caliper again, or depress that caliper, whatever. But because unless your rotors are brand new, right here on this outside edge, there's going to be a little bit of a lip. Your caliper can't clear this if it's depressed all the way against the rotor. These ones are pretty glazed, but you know, once the brakes wear out, if the brakes ever wear out on this thing, because I use the exhaust brake all the time, but once the brakes wear out, I'm going to just put rotors and pads on it at the same time. So I changed my mind. I'm not going to take the caliper bolts out. I'm just going to take the bridge bolts out and just pull the caliper and the bridge together. Then I get a little S hook and I'll hang it from right here, just so it's not dangling on the hose, which, regardless of what people tell you, as long as it's not for an extended period of time and they're not like pinched, it's fine for your caliper to hang off the brake line for a little while. But I'll get that bracket and I'll hang it off my upper control arm just so it's out of the way. And I'm going to take my ABS line apart, clear up here at this plug, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Calipers off, rotors off, cotter pins out. This nut in here is 1 inch and 11/16. And you just take a pry bar or something. You should actually break this loose before you take your brakes off. If you have somebody to help you, just have them jump in, step on the brake pedal. You can break this loose and then take all your brake stuff apart. But I'm out here by myself, so pry bar and the lug studs, 11 inch and 11/16 socket. We'll back that nut out, and then there's 4 bolts in here on the backside that are also the 18mm that was on the brake caliper bracket. So now the time has come. My tools are rolling all over the damn place. To take these back ones out. Oh, buddy, they're tight too. Ah! They're supposed to be tight, just so you know. Ah! And I don't back them all the way out. Like, I leave them in there 2 or 3 threads, because these are always a pain in the neck to get out. Like the unit bearing assembly is always kind of a pain in the ass to get out because they rust in here on the knuckles. But I got a trick for that. I'm going to take, and if you have one of these trucks or have ever done wheel bearing on one of these trucks, you know the giant headache that it is. But I have this fancy little tool for just such occasions. See how it's just like a slug of steel with a bolt head cut in one end of it, and it allows you to utilize your truck's hydraulic steering system to bust your wheel bearing out. Now keep in mind, this is one of those specialty tools that this is pretty much the only thing you're ever going to use this thing for. But when you need this tool, it is absolutely worth its weight in gold, and it's a couple of pounds, so it's absolutely worth it. Now you just take this and put it on your bolt in there, and you kind of let it sit in your axle housing right here. Now let's see, can you guys see that right here? Oh yeah, you can see that. So I'll try to get you a good view of it here. Get up there. Okay, I've got the tool in place up here on the front, which I showed you. Now I'm going to start the truck and just turn the steering wheel a little bit, and you're going to watch this thing jump right out of there. But see how we got this nice separation in here. Now we got to take these bolts the rest of the way out up here and forward. Now let's chase our wheel speed sensor all the way up the line. You can see this little silver stuff. I put anti-seize on this thing when I put it back together after I did the ball joints, but it worked pretty well, as you can see. So now we have to just bang on this a few times because it's, see how it's kind of on that angle here? We got to bang it this way to pull it out square, and then it should come right out. See? There she goes. Now it's out. Get it off the axle shaft. Okay. Ta-da! Pull your dust shield. Know your place, trash. Bro, stop rolling down the driveway. And we're back. Got the special sauce, the secret sauce. Oh, son of a bitch. Look, I haven't even started with it yet, and it's already on my damn gloves. I literally haven't even opened the lid yet. I was just going to make a big speech about how you got to be careful with anti-seize, because as soon as you open the lid, it's going to end up all over your hands. And I didn't even get the damn lid open. And it ended up on my hands. Now, take our dust shield. And this little tab here, see how it protrudes past the shield? That covers your ABS sensor. So that's how you can remember which direction it needs to go on. But, see, I almost made a grave mistake there. I almost smashed that wheel speed sensor wire in between the hub and the housing. That would have been bad. You can take your factory bolts. I shouldn't say factory. You could take your bolts and you can put them back in and use your bolts to pull the hub back into place. Can get on there. But you got to be careful and do it a little bit on each side as you go. That way you don't pull it in on some weird angle and it's a pain to get back out. Probably the hardest one I've done in a long time. Come on now. Oh, that one's in all the way. That one's in all the way. Ta-da! It's all installed. Cotter pins installed. We put some anti-seize on the end of the axle shaft because it was a little grouchy coming back out. Got the line, ran for the ABS sensor, plugged in, everything's tucked away, put back in where it should be. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of anti-seize on this mating face between the studs. Probably not necessary with a coated hub assembly, but I'm going to do it anyway because overkill is underrated. Wheel bearing done, tires rotated, all torqued up, ready to go, aired up, all the same, all that stuff. Time to move on to the second part of the day. It's going to be this guy here. I did not buy the very expensive one, you know, the one that looks like the factory one. I did not go that route. I did, however, order the one from the LA 318 instead of just the A. Here's your part number if you're looking to do this upgrade or swap or whatever. It's just two 9/16 bolts. They're not tight because I did not tighten them because I knew I was going to have to take this back apart. There she goes. Now, bolt in there, line the gasket up. And I do know that that is a good pump because I grabbed it and manually pushed the diaphragm and you can actually hear it pulling and pushing. Makes more sense than the other words I was going to use, but now we have a good fuel pump in this deal. Next thing we got to do is attempt to fix that massive oil leak we've discovered. Based on the location of the leak, I'm going to assume that this right here, which is the oil filter housing, is the problem. Plus, it's the only thing down here that is actually wet, like it's been leaking. So, let's bust this thing off and see what it does. Oh, buddy. Yeah, it may be safe to assume that that is where the leak was coming from. But if not, this thing needed oil change anyway, so. There is this seal up here on the top. Come on out of there. Don't think it's supposed to have to unthread, but you know, here we are. Then you can take the bolt out of the bottom, set it aside, pull your filter, and dump the housing out. Okay, there's nothing in the housing. Don't let this spring go. You have to have that spring back in place. So there is our old cartridge filter. Pretty nifty. Yeah, there's some sludge packed in there that I gotta go fishing and get it all out. But I'm gonna clean this out and then I'm gonna clean all this oil off the outside of it. And then I'll show you how to put it back together. Let's open up our bag of goodies here. There's 3 little ones here, which is kind of weird because I only need 1 of these, but I need 2 of these. So we may end up reusing one of the old ones, and I don't want to do that, but I don't know what other choice we have. But this little thin guy didn't even come off the bolt in one piece. So your thin one goes on the bolt. Take my new guy, put this on the bottom here with the spring, and all this goes up inside the filter housing like that. Slide the bolt through to hold it all together. And then your other big washer goes here on the top. You can turn it all down to hold your bolt in your housing. Got that O-ring up in there, or gasket, or whatever you want to call it. Now we just got to get all this pushed back up in there without knocking it out of place, like that. By the way, I'm using a 19mm socket for that plug or bolt or whatever. And it is long-winded, brother. Look at my drain plug. It runs right into my damn steering. How am I supposed to drain the oil? I'm going to attempt to move the steering or something, see if I can get some clearance for that drain plug to come out of there, and we're going to drain this oil. It's a pipe plug, but the ticket is you got to turn the wheel all the way to one side. In my case, it's all the way to the driver's side, and the steering moves out of the way and it goes up. So now I'm going to grab a crescent wrench to pull that pipe plug. Now we got the drain plug back in. It's time to put some freshy stuff back in her. You give it some of this stuff. Because it is a flat tappet cam, you need to put a zinc additive in it. Keep it from grinding out your cam or whatever it does. I don't know. I've never used a zinc additive before, but you know, this is the only old car I've ever revived that I didn't just dump 1540 in it and call it a day. So figure I may as well use a little bit of proper stuff, you know. Why did they put lift and peel tabs on this shit? It never works. Lift and peel my ass. Now, this stuff's real thick. Gotta just drink up, little fella. Gotta get all your vitamins so you can grow up and be big and strong, like me. Drink it up, buddy. Yeah. Good luck in there, by the way. Little zinky. Okay, oil change done, fuel pump done, oil filter done. Hopefully, no more serious leaks. The moment of truth is upon us, bud. It's gonna have to pump for a few minutes to get up to the carburetor, but let's give it a try. Give it a little snort of that summertime in a can. That's a big snort. It's fine. Say our fuel pump works. Yeah, I say it was a success. Fuel pump's good. Oh, I forgot to seal it. Oops. We're dripping. Oh, I also realized that our leak here is this hose, because when I move it, look in right here, just a gusher. But we have no more oil leak. We have a working fuel pump. I mean, I don't know what else to ask for. Shit. Maybe too greedy to ask for working brakes. Maybe. But I want to slide you guys up under here and see if we cured the leak. I don't see nothing. Did you? Let's have a gander at our fuel pump too. Is it leaking? I don't think it's leaking. That's responsive. You guys want to have a listen? It's smoky a little bit. Too many more whoop hounds. My neighbors are likely to call the cops on me because I have had a fire or two in that backyard already because of this old shit. Not with this one specifically, but I have had a fire or two, allegedly had a fire or two from an old car just hanging out in the yard, but not from the car just hanging out, but from me tinkering with them, doing stupid shit, and causing them to start on fire, you know. But guys, I couldn't be happier. It runs good. It sounds good. The motor doesn't make any weird noises it's not supposed to make. It's not on fire, I don't think. Doesn't smell like it's on fire anyway. Now we can move on to cosmetic stuff. Let's do that. Gotta clean up my mess first. The last thing we're doing today is we're gonna give this thing a Comet bath. It's just Comet and a blue dishwashing sponge with the scrubby stuff on the back. That's it. Now, the Comet wash will take off most of the surface rust and all of the dirt and like these light surface rust stains and all that stuff. It'll smooth out all this. It's not going to work a miracle. Like, regardless of how bad I want it to, it's not going to fix my fenders. It's not going to fix the dents, but it will pretty the car up substantially. So, here, I'll demonstrate it for you. Right there. You just wet your panels. That's a bit much on the Comet there, bud. Make sure your sponge is good and wet. Yeah, I went way too heavy on the Comet, but that's fine. And you give her a rinse. And you have a gander. So what I'm going to do, because I can feel how much smoother it is already, is I'm going to do this whole side of the hood. I'm going to do this whole side of the hood from the body line this way, and then I'll put you guys up so you can actually see the difference between the two sides. This side is just a little wet, but like all these weird little bubbles around all the rust spots, all that stuff is gone on this side. But you do need to be careful because you'll get down to your primer pretty fast if your paint's thin. But now I got to spend the next like hour or two washing the rest of the car with Comet. So other than the exposed primer on the roof, on the hood there, this paint is so smooth now. Well, shit blew out of the gutters, but it's so smooth now. It's glassy. Now it's ready to be buffed or whatever I decide to do with it. Look how big. Oh, you guys didn't see the roof before. I'll post a picture because I stopped halfway through on the roof and took a picture. So I'll throw that picture up here somewheres. But man, it made a huge difference, that Comet bath. Comet wash, Comet bath, whatever you call it. I didn't get the rear splash pad or the bumper because my garden hose wasn't long enough to reach that far, and I didn't really want to go through all the work of taking this thing off the jack stands just to push it forward a couple feet to wash the rear bumper, but it's fine. But I'm super impressed with it. This side still kind of has a little bit of a gloss to it. You can kind of see it. So, I think that's going to wrap the video, guys. I may take a few pictures of the after, because I have some pictures of the before, but that's it. It was just a random Saturday here. I have a lot of these, just random, working on a bunch of random stuff throughout the days. But oil leak is fixed. She'll start and run on her own. This thing is safe to steer again. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you're not, all that normal jazz, stuff. Remember, guys, your dreams aren't going to work unless you do. So don't give up on a project, no matter how many brick walls you run into. Thanks for watching, guys.